G'day everybody, welcome back to the channel. A little short video today just to introduce you to a new thing there that I picked up the other day. So I've been contemplating not changing directions but a new challenge. I like the tractors, but they're part of the farm and I can't always be working on tractors. You're currently sitting on a tractor, by the way, which is next up off the rank. The Fiat 600's out the front. I've got a couple of radiator parts to put in it and it's good to go to the block and go to work. This one here, as soon as I finish the shed, make it bigger, we're going to split it in half, blah blah, etc. But I've also started to diverge a little bit. I'm a curious fella. I like to tinker in the shed and I was looking for a new challenge, so I found one. So you'll have to excuse the wind, even with the shed, the wind's a bit nasty today. So this is an International Type M 3 horsepower stationary motor. Serial number, if we get it into focus, is something W9047. So it means it's old and it was made in 1926. It's a hit and miss style engine. There's supposed to be bits in other places. There's bits here, there's more bits in there, and it's about 90% complete. We'll go for a little wander and have a look. So here's what I know. And I'm not a guru at these things. This is my first one ever. I've owned this for 4 days. Picked it up off a bloke who bought it and wanted to fix it and never got to it, and rather than scrap it, he put it on the market for a reasonable price, which I got it for. So, governor on this side, magneto goes here on this side, noisy end here, pistony in there, and round it goes. See, lots of knowledge, don't I? Yeah. But on a serious basis, let's start at the back and work our way forwards. Now it is a bit squeezy in here. I do still have this just supported by the engine crane. It is sitting on some chocks of wood, but like everything, things can go wrong. So anyway, here is the insides. I don't know if I can turn the flash on. Let's see if we can turn that on. All right, there we go. Here's the inside. So, timing gear on the left, bottom of piston here, and the main reason I bought this is because it still spins. It still goes round and round, and it has bloody good compression. Oh, ridiculous compression. So that's the bottom of the piston in there. It's an open cylinder, so it doesn't have a sump full of oil like a normal motor car. Bearing caps on each side. I don't know why that one's orange. It's intriguing. And you can see all the roundy go roundy things. But like I said, it still moves and it does have compression, which is why it's hard to move. So even moving that with the compression, move this on this pile of wood, hence the safety chain. It still has all the original greases. The fella I bought it off said this is a cam for 1.5 horsepower, so I'll need to check that. There's the odd piece of random fencing wire holding things together. And the big piece missing, in all seriousness, the big bit missing is the magneto. So I need to do that, and fuel tank is underneath, and so the fuel tank goes underneath this engine and it doesn't look too bad, but until we get it out it's hard to know. So fuel tank filler here, there's a fuel line missing there, that's complete but missing a couple of things. The gib key is missing from this flywheel. Getting this flywheel off could be interesting. What else am I missing? There's a pipe. That's the piston there. That's not the oiler pipe you can see at the top of the screen. But the oil goes on the piston down the bottom there through that hole, and this fills up with water. This is a wet sleeve, so there's a piston liner, which is what you're looking at, and there's a rubber seal at the back at that end, so this sleeve can actually come out. This has clearly been in the weather as well, so things still move. There's supposed to be one of these here and here, and there's a few rusty nuts and various other filly-uppy things. It does say gas, water, and Kero. This is a Kero powered engine. So this is the main fuel line. One of the fuel lines goes from here down here. The fuel pump's also missing. Standard Type M with a repaired exhaust valve and some more fencing wire. Things are still loose, things still move. Like, I'm pretty happy with, in all seriousness, this thing could have been a lot worse. Don't know what the go is there, need to have a look at that. Some things don't move, and I'm not going to force them at this point. There's supposed to be a fuel fitting here, sparky plug, exhausty pipe, and then the governor around this side. There's a fuel tank breather and a fuel tank drain there. The governor is stuck, but shit happens. And this is missing the gib key as well. So there's a couple of parts to find, and there's no timeline on this. This could take me 5 years yet, God forbid. More plumbing stuff to sort out and investigate. There's, that would be the water drain from the block. And this is the governor. So everything's still there, mostly. And like I said, there's an ID tag that's very, very difficult to read. There's also a few spare parts come at us. There's a spare piston with piston rings, pin that goes in the middle, governor side, cover, the rear cover, happy days, glad we got that. The drain for the back, a homemade covery thing. What else did we get? Top of a cap there. Might be for the other side, and another side plate, which is the right one, but I need to have a look at that. And whatever this is, wrapped in old newspaper, which I can't get a date off of. I did have a look. Oh, and we got this little box, which has a 3 horsepower and a magneto timing spring. So Champion plug in the box. Happy days. Just can't get the lid on. So there you go. That's an International 3 horsepower Type M with pieces missing and a long road in front of it. Am I going to start this week? No. Is it going to stay on this pile of wood long term? No. It's going to go down in that corner long term. What I am going to do in the next couple of weeks is probably pop this spark plug out if I can get it out, and then just bathe everything in ATF and acetone just to start loosening bolts and nuts. And if I get a rainy day and I'm looking for something to do, I can, start taking things apart. I do need to find some manuals and some parts lists to try and work out exactly what's missing, and also try and identify if that is in fact from a 1.5 horsepower, not a, not a 3 horsepower. So there you go. Not much action today. That's fine. It is a long-term project. You aren't going to see much of it for the next probably 3 months. Summertime when it gets really hot here, perfect thing. Come out in the shed, get sweaty, break some nuts. The next job for me, apart from planting 4,500 trees, is to get the shed extended, relocate some crap out to the farm, and then break this tractor in half. So I go back to work tomorrow. You won't see me for 8 days. Hopefully by the time I come back, the shed started to grow that way, and then very soon the 450 is going to break in half, and we're going to find out why the why the flywheel ring gear spins, but not the front bit. So anyway, stay safe, have a great week, and I'll see you in 8 days when hopefully it's tractor time.